Hi everyone. Today I'm going to help you relax and regenerate your body and mind with my gentle yoga and stretching routine. We're going to start with a gentle sun salutation. Sit on your heels with your palms together and your shoulders relaxed. Now lift up onto your knees and raise your arms up as high as you can, leaning back and feeling the stretch in your hips, torso, chest and shoulders. Hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Now sit back on your heels, place your palms down in front of you with your arms straight, and lower your forehead down to the mat and relax for 2 to 3 breaths. Come up onto your hands and knees, then push your weight forwards, drop your hips down a little bit, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest up. Hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Now let's move into downward dog by coming up onto your toes, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. Push your shoulders away from your wrists and at the same time try to push your heels into the floor. Hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Now gently lower your knees to the floor and shift your weight forwards again, dropping your hips down a little, rolling your shoulders back and lifting up your chest. Now let's repeat the child's pose stretch. Hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Now lift up your hips and raise your arms up over your head and lean back, taking 2 to 3 deep breaths. Great job. That felt pretty good, didn't it? So let's repeat that gentle sun salutation. So now we're going to do a chaturanga push-up from the knees. Bring your hands shoulder width apart, gently lower your chest to the floor, and then you're going to roll up, pushing away from the floor, rolling your shoulders back, lifting up your chin, and then you're going to sit back into the child's pose stretch. We're going to repeat that flow 4 more times. So now I'd like you to come up onto your toes and lift up your hips into downward dog. Hold that for a few breaths And then you're going to gently walk your feet in towards your hands, trying to keep your knees as stiff as possible. Now clasp your hands behind your knees and gently pull your chest in towards your thighs. Take a few deep breaths in and out, feeling that stretch in your lower back and your hamstrings. Now slowly stand up and raise your arms up, reaching back behind your head. Now let's move into chair pose. Sit your hips back behind your heels, keeping your arms lifted up, and keep your chest lifted up too. And take 2 to 3 nice deep breaths. Now step back with your left foot, drop down and feel that nice stretch in your left hip. Take 2 to 3 breaths. Now turn your left foot 90 degrees and at the same time lower your arms, stretch them out either side of you and look over your right shoulder towards your fingertips. This is Warrior 3 pose. Keeping the right knee bent, lower your left forearm and place it on the inside of your right thigh. Raise your left arm up and stretch the left side of your body. Now we're going to go back into Warrior 3 pose, holding for 2 to 3 breaths. Now turn towards the front and raise your arms overhead, dropping that left knee down to feel the stretch in your left hip and thigh. Now let's repeat that flow on the opposite side, beginning with the chair pose. Step the right foot back and drop the right knee down slightly to feel the stretch in the right hip and thigh. Now turn your right foot 90 degrees, lower your arms, stretch them out either side of you, and then look over your left shoulder towards your fingertips. Place your left forearm on the inside of your left thigh, raise your right arm up and over your head, and stretch that right side for 2 to 3 breaths. Come back up into Warrior 3 pose and hold for 2 to 3 breaths. Turn and face forwards, raise your arms up, drop your right knee down a little bit and feel that deep stretch in your right hip and thigh. Now step forwards and place your feet hip width apart and raise your arms up as high as you can and lean back. Hold for 2 to 3 breaths. On your last exhalation, bend forwards at the hips and place your palms on the floor. Bend your knees slightly and then step back, slowly lowering your knees to the mat. Sit back into child's pose and take 2 to 3 breaths. Use a hand towel when performing the following stretches. Place the towel behind your left foot, straighten your right leg, and then pull your left foot towards you, keeping the area behind your knee stiff. Breathe deeply as you hold the stretch for 20 seconds. Now use your left arm to gently pull your left leg to the left as far as you can and hold for 20 seconds. It's important to keep the right hip from turning towards the left to get a deeper stretch in that left inner thigh. Now hold the towel with your right hand and pull your right leg over to the right as far as you can, keeping the leg straight. Hold for 20 seconds. Again, be mindful of keeping the left hip from rotating out towards the right. Now repeat those stretches with the right leg, holding each one for 20 seconds. Now lie on your back and bring your feet together with your knees bent, relaxing your hips and letting your knees gently sink towards the floor. Place your hands on your inner thighs and gently press down to increase the intensity of the stretch. You can also increase the stretch by bringing your feet a little closer to the base of your spine. Lastly, lie with your legs straight, keep relaxing, and take 3 to 5 long, slow breaths in and out. Great job, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you feel a little more relaxed and rejuvenated.